right. Hello, everyone. We are just at the top of the hour. So I am going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to our Online Masters in Management Program Information session. I am very happy that you are all here. And let's go ahead and dive in. So, a little bit about our agenda for today. We're going to do a short introduction about our speakers today, and then do a brief overview of our program format for our Online Masters in Management. And then we're going to talk just a little bit about our curriculum highlights. After that, we will give you all of the online student resources that Brown has available to you. And then we're going to go into that application checklist and make sure that your application is ready to go, ready to be submitted and reviewed by the committee. Lastly, we will be doing a live Q&A and answering all of your questions that you may have. So throughout the webinar, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them into our live Q&A feature at the bottom, and we'll be able to answer all of your questions at the end. So a little bit about your presenters today. My name is Chloe Adams. I am your admissions and program coordinator for online programs. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Emily. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Emily. I am the graduate recruitment coordinator here for the online Masters in Management program. I work a lot alongside Chloe and Baba to support students like yourselves throughout the application process. And I'm really here to act as like your main point of contact. So any questions at all coming up about the program, the application process, or what it's like to be a student within our program, please do not hesitate to reach out. So I will turn it over to Baba to share a bit about himself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Baba Prasad. I'm a professor of the practice at Brown, and my specialty is primarily in strategy, um, working primarily to think about how organizations and individuals can become agile in a very dynamic workplace. I come actually from Chloe, can we go on to my slide just to say?
Absolutely.
So just to give you, you'll find this on the Brown website, but just to give you a nutshell here, um, my background is started off as very technical. I got an electrical engineering bachelor's degree and then went on to do graduate degrees in computer science and AI and robotics, and then went to work on Wall Street, where I moved toward business school and came to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, where I did my PhD. And since then, I've been teaching in various business schools. I've been at Brown for a year now, and this program is actually a very interesting program that brings together, various kinds of things across Brown and helps us build a very different direction to management, bringing in the strengths of Brown. Okay, so next slide.
Great. Thank you so much, Baba. We are so lucky to have you. So just a little bit about our program format that we have. So this program is 100% online, conducted asynchronously, and the tuition is going to be $7,500 per course with 2 courses per semester. And that is 4 consecutive semesters for 16 total months. So again, that's going to be 8 total courses. There is an optional 3-day in-person session that we will be holding, as well as weekly optional synchronous sessions hosted on Zoom per class. We do offer up to 50% merit-based scholarships as well. So if you submit your application, that is automatic. You are automatically considered for our scholarships, and that is decided on by the committee. The sooner you submit your application, the more chances you have to get those scholarships. Those are on a first come, first serve basis. So I definitely encourage you to submit your application earlier rather than later. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Baba again to go over just a little bit about our curriculum highlights. So if you could talk just a little bit about why management, why Brown, and what will these students learn in these programs? Baba?
Yeah, actually, today, when you think about it, when you enter any kind of career, it's very difficult to not have a management kind of background because you are in an organization that deals with management, whatever level. So, if you look at the versatility that you get by learning managing by enrolling in a management program, you learn, for instance, you learn business and data analytics, you learn financial and marketing management, get leadership skills, and especially ethical and human-centered, thinking. And then, of course, if you want to start your own organization, or even in an organization where you want to be more innovative, innovation and entrepreneurship is something you learn in the program. And to top it all, we have the recognition that nothing is in isolation. So you have to have the interconnection between different things in the organization. And this interdisciplinary problem solving is something that you will learn in this program. So together, what this makes is a very valuable combination that every employer is seeking. Okay, even if you're at the starting level at the very entry level in the organization, you need to have these. This is a way you move up, and so this fosters career growth. It fosters better salaries, of course, better pay and better better progress through the organization. So this is what you will learn in the program. And one other thing that it does is that when you think about management, it makes you become available to various kinds of functionalities. So you can actually be leading strategy and consulting initiatives. You might be in a data analysis kind of function. You might be in a finance kind of function. You will be overseeing operations and projects. So these various kinds of opportunities become available to you in the organization. That's what management, that's why I think it's very, very important for us to learn management skills. And this program is very neatly packaged for somebody who hasn't, experienced much in the organization to be able to learn from this. So that's why the management is a very, very important thing to be learning. Yeah. And to go on and talk about the curriculum itself, we have structured this in a very comprehensive way so that you can actually get to learn all the aspects that a typical MBA would be learning. But we have catered the topics and the teaching in a way that it meets people who have had no experience. Okay, so our criteria is 0 to 5 years of experience. So somebody who's at the entry level, somebody who's a recent graduate and wants to move up, into a better position, place themselves in a better position for an employment. This is what the course, the program is structured for. And as Emily and Chloe said at the beginning, we have 8 courses. Okay? And the 8 courses, in each semester, you will be doing 2 courses. And the semesters are back to back, 4 months each. So you total of 16 months. We start off the first semester with laying the foundations for what you would be doing throughout the program. Okay? So we have a course on foundations of management, which talks about various aspects of the organization and the various functions in the organization. And you get a kind of a hands-on feel for how the organization works. And alongside is a leadership ethics and professional integrity kind of course where you're learning that it is not just enough to be an executive today. You have to be a very responsible executive, for somebody who's forward looking, somebody who's thinking about the wider picture. So this second course, the leadership and ethics program, actually course brings that into perspective. So with these 2 foundation courses, in the first semester, we move on to various functional courses as we go through the program. So in the second semester, we'll be doing financial management and accounting and operations, both very fundamental to every organization. And then in the third semester, we go on to marketing management and business analytics. Now, business analytics and decision making is something that's come up newly in the organization. It was not really a primary function in the last decade, if you were to think about it. But ever since we've had the internet come in and start creating large amounts of data which we need to analyze, so the business analytics and decision making program course becomes very essential here. We have large amounts of data that we need to analyze. So how do we do that? And so those 2 courses form semester 3, marketing and business analytics. They're kind of tied a little hand in hand because marketing derives a lot of insights by analyzing, let's say, customer data, that's coming in, and that's large amount of data. If you were to think about grocery stores sending in, scanning, every time that scan happens, data is being generated and that has to be analyzed to see how customers are buying. So marketing management thrives on that. So that's how we paired those 2 courses together. And then the final semester is actually very exciting. It's very forward looking. It's actually making you think about, much beyond the organization. So while the second semester and the third semester were mostly within the organization, semester 4 takes you outside the organization and says, what's lacking in the market? What can we do to innovate? How do we want to, if we want to set up a company of our own, how do we do that? Or what's the kind of thinking we will need there? That's the innovation and entrepreneurship, course. And then I myself will be teaching the strategic management course, which is thinking about the broader picture, thinking about how can we become agile as an organization, how can we become agile as leaders. This brings a kind of a wholesome cap to the entire program structure. So that's how we've structured it, Chloe.
Great. Thank you so much for going over that. I'm going to pass it to Emily now to go over just a little bit about our online student highlights and what resources that Brown has available to you as an online student.
Thank you, Chloe. Yes, this is what to expect as a student at Brown or an online student. All of our courses are delivered through Canvas, and this is Brown's learning management system. They're accessible anywhere at any time. And while the program is 100% online and can be completed fully asynchronously, as Chloe mentioned earlier, courses follow a traditional 14-week semester structure and will include weekly assignments and content for students to complete with specific deadlines. Each course includes an optional 1 hour weekly synchronous session, offering an opportunity to engage with real-time interaction and collaboration. And the cool thing about this, it will also be recorded and sent on to students if you can't attend. The degree you'll earn is a Master's in Management or a MIM, and it will not indicate online or on the degree or in the transcript. So like all graduate degrees at Brown, the MIM degree is conferred by the graduate school, and your course code on your transcript will actually appear as OMIM. Moving on, all online students are invited to walk the stage for Brown's May commencement ceremony, which I think is great. And if you're unable to attend in person, a virtual ceremony is held once per year as well. Online students also have full access to the same university resources as on-campus students, including Brown's online library, student career services, student accessibility services. We also offer a foundations and resources center, which include a variety of academic support tools. This would include like math refreshers as well as programming materials, and a dedicated support team, including myself and Chloe, to assist you along the way. I've linked certain things there, and you may not have access to it, but if you want to poke around, you are more than welcome. You can go to the next slide. All right, so for our application checklist, this is just sort of the components of the application. The program is designed for early career professionals who are ready to sort of step into leadership roles across industries, as Baba had mentioned. Most applicants have experience between 0 to 5 years in professional work experience. And the components of the application are a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution. This can be from any discipline. A resume, this would reflect your academic background and any work or internship experience you may have. We're especially interested to know about your background, so don't hesitate to share here and in your personal statement. There will be 3 letters of recommendation required. It is recommended that at least one of these come from a professional reference if you're currently working. Official transcripts are only required if you're accepted into the program, which is also great. So you can actually upload your, excuse me, upload your unofficial transcripts during the application process, and then only students who enroll will be required to upload the official transcripts during the matriculation period. For prerequisites, it's only 1 semester of college level math or statistics, and it is recommended that you receive a B or better, and it's ideal that you have completed it within the last 5 years. If you haven't received a B or better, or you don't have this requirement, you can reach out to me and I can recommend a Coursera course that would take place of that requirement. For the personal statement, this is your chance to really show your motivation for applying and your career goals, and how you see the MIN program supporting you in your professional journey. Again, don't hesitate to share here. We definitely want to know more about you. And I think that's all I have here, Chloe, if you want to go to the next slide. And then this is just application information. We have spring 2026 application open now. That's the link there. Early action deadline is July 15th. And as Chloe mentioned, if you're looking to take advantage of the merit-based scholarship, we definitely recommend applying for that early action deadline. The application fee will actually be waived for those that attended this program. So when you do go to submit your application, if you're running into any issues there, again, feel free to reach out. And international transcript evaluations are required for all degrees that are non-US. Again, any questions about this, feel free to reach out directly. And Chloe, I will pass it over to you.
Thank you so much, Emily. So I'm going to go over our upcoming deadlines. The application for spring of 2026 is open. So you can go ahead and submit your application at any time. Our early action deadline for the spring 2026 semester will be July 15th. I know that seems kind of far away, but it will sneak up on us quicker than we realize. This semester does have a priority deadline of September 15th of 2025, with that final deadline being October 15th. Spring 2026 does start on January 21st of 2026. So that is coming up very soon, and we are so excited. And then for that fall 2026 start date, if you are looking to start in the fall, that application will open September 15th of 2025. That semester does have an early action deadline of March 15th of 2026, which is, again, it does not seem like close at all, but it will come up very sneaky. Fall 2026 does have a priority deadline of May 15th of 2026 with a final deadline of June 15th. And that semester will start on September 3rd. So now to our live Q&A. If you have any questions at all about any material that we have gone over today, any questions that you want to ask us, feel free to go ahead and drop those into the Q&A feature. But while we're waiting for those to come in, if you have any questions that maybe you don't want to ask today, or if we don't get to your question, feel free to email us at onlinemasters_admissions@brown.edu. You can also make an appointment with your graduate recruitment coordinator, our lovely Emily, and she'll be able to help you with any questions that you may have. So let's see if we'll have any questions come in. I know a lot of questions that we do get are about that personal statement. Emily, do you want to talk just a little bit about what the students can expect to submit in that personal statement?
Yes, I absolutely can. I can actually read specifically the question for you guys, and I include this in my email outreach as well. So you'll have sort of a hard copy of it as well being sent out to you. All right. But so here is where you will describe your motivation for applying to the MIM program. What are your career goals? How do you envision this program supporting your path to achieving them? You'll reflect on your personal and professional background, how it's prepared you to pursue an advanced degree, and really explain why you believe Brown is the right place to pursue your goals. How do you plan to contribute to this community of learners is the exact question. So again, I'll send that over to you guys. I know it's a bit lengthy to remember, but just so you can sort of get some ideas in your head prior to applying.
Great. Well, it looks like we don't have any questions. I feel like that means that we did a pretty good job going over everything required and giving you a great overview of the program. So if you have any questions that you think of later, feel free to email us at that onlinemasters_admissions@brown.edu or make an appointment with Emily. And the link is on the screen, and I will also go ahead and drop that in the chat just in case. There. Okay, that link is in the chat as well. But I just want to thank everyone for coming out today and spending your evening, your morning, whatever time it is where you are with us. That means a lot to us. And I definitely encourage all of you to submit your application sooner rather than later. But again, thank you all for being here, and I hope to see your applications coming in soon. But thank you all. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.